Now we will look into and we'll talk about I must not fight. Actually, fighting is not a good habit. When you say fighting, not actually like the soldiers do, but arguing, like mommy, give me this and give me that. And she knows it's not good for you, not necessary. Then you, with your friends, with daddy for something else, you're being stubborn, getting with your siblings, brother, sister, go to school, you know. So trying to be aggressive, adamant, wanting, I must have. When you become like that, then what happens is sometimes you get scolding in the house, then you do not do well with your siblings. In the school, they will begin to segregate you. Friends will say, oh, she's very argumentative, she's very aggressive. So, nobody likes a person who fights. Nobody likes a person, I want this. Mommy will not be comfortable. You say, I want this. So, in any place, learning to be calm, think what is needed, learning to be positive will always go to help you. Not only to get good name, your friends will remain with you and you will feel totally happy. So, today we are going to look at I must not fight. Let's see situations at home, situations in your house, in your classroom, outside classroom, in your neighborhood. Wherever you are, learn to listen to mommy. She will guide you in what? In whatever you do and say. So let's be children who are calm, listening, obedient. So I must not fight. Okay? I must not fight. When I say fight, I said we are not talking about soldiers taking guns and fighting, swords and fighting. Here we say we must learn to keep ourselves calm. Learn to tell yourself, yes, I understand. I cannot get this. I understand. I do not need this now urgently. So, first thing, I must not fight with my parents for the things I do not have. Mama, I don't have this. I must have this. But what does mommy say? You don't need it now. You may need it later. I'll get you. It's not urgent. Then learn to understand mommy. She's helping you. But don't put up a big fight, big tantrum, stubborn, and then you forget to do other things. So, I must not fight with my parents for the things I do not have. The thing we don't have, mommy knows what is important, but maybe it's not necessary. I must not fight with my parents for the things that I do not have. That I do not have. Let's say, for example, you may be asking for a new box of toys, and it may be expensive. And you may play with it for a little while and then put it back in a corner. It may not be necessary. It may not be important. Or you may be asking for another set of crayons, another set of watercolors, which you may need it for a while and not for a long time. Or you may be asking for an expensive toy that may not be useful for you. So sometimes being stubborn, for not being reasonable with your parents will not help you. So you must learn to say to yourself, I must not fight with my parents for the things I don't have. Mama, I don't have a shoes. No, but you have that. No, I want a new shoe. So learn to be reasonable. Learn to pay attention. Learn to be an obedient child to your parents. Then I must not fight with my siblings for the toys. If you have a brother, you have a sister, and three of you are supposed to play with certain toy, but you go and fight and take that and make a big noise and cause so much of unpleasantness in the house, then mommy is not able to do her work. Neither will you do your work. So now the next thing that we need to look at and talk about is, I must not fight with my brother or sister. Must not fight with my brother or sister for the toys, for anything. Maybe toys for anything. Maybe toys, it may be books, it may be story books, it may be some shoes, something. But at home, there's always fight for small things and mommy gets disturbed. The house gets disrupted. So, you must say to yourself, okay, let my brother play with that toy for a little while. Listen to mama. She'll come to settle the quarrel. Or you tell your sister, okay, you keep this storybook for a little while, you give me later. So learn to be adjustable. Learn to be an obedient, listening child. Not only your parents, but with your little brother, sister, big brother, sister at home. So thus bringing about peace in the house. When you are adamant, when you say I need, when you are stubborn, you make a lot of trouble for yourself. Then you get angry, then you forget to do your work. Next, I must not fight with my friends for silly reasons. The school is a place you argue a lot. There are a lot of things, a lot of discussion that goes on. There's a lot of opinion thrown about, and then you can get into a lot of arguments with your friends. So at school or in the neighborhood, got to remember one thing. I must not fight with my friends, with my friends for silly reasons. Maybe a small thing, but then you make it big. You may be arguing something about, say, the TV show or the party you had or the lesson that was taken, something, and you make a big noise and you have a big argument. But if you learn to listen to your friend, what they have to say, maybe you will not be adamant. Learn to listen to your friend's view also. Your friends will have something to suggest, but you should not say to yourself, no, what I said is right. Whatever I say, my word is the last word. When it comes to that, that means you're being stubborn, you're being adamant, not listening to your friend. In this regard, you can lose friends. So at home, listen to mama. When you go to school, listen to yourself. Listen to your teachers. They're telling you, look, give in, reason out. That's very, very important. At home, in the neighborhood, with your neighbors, when you go out to play with your neighborhood friends, you must remember, I must not fight with my neighbors while playing games. If school is over and there's plenty of time, especially holiday time, you need your neighborhood friends to keep you happy, to spend your time, because you cannot spend time alone in the house for a long time. So you must remember and tell yourself, I must not fight with my neighbor friends while playing games. It can be indoor or it can be outdoor games. So I must not fight with my neighbor friends I must not fight with my neighbors while playing games. While playing games. When you play games, you normally get all excited. Then you forget yourself. And then you say words or do things or you hit each other, then you can lose friends. Be alert. Most important thing for you to remember is you are playing a game, you can get excited, but remember, don't hurt your friends. You need your friends for life. You need your friends in the neighborhood to play, to be nice. So playing game, when you play a nice game without fighting, that shows you are a good girl, good boy. At the games field, in the neighborhood, when you're playing, whether indoor or outdoor game, you are showing up your character. When you fight for silly reasons, when you put up a big argument, when you're stubborn, you're showing others what person you are, what kind of child you are growing up to be. Finally, they'll call you a fighter cock. Yes? There are names you put down, no? Oh, she's very argumentative. Oh, she's very stubborn. Oh, he's a big fighter cock. Don't play with him. He'll give you one blow. So, you are giving picture of yourself to others at the games field in the neighborhood. So, we must be very, very alert, very careful not to lose friends. Now, in the classroom, most of the arguments and jealousy comes when you come first in the class, when you are a studious child, when you study well. So I must tell myself, I must not fight with my classmate for the first place or for to become the leader. How the leaders are chosen? They choose leaders if you're doing well in your studies. Maybe, teacher will say, that child is first place in the class, doing well, so we'll select. She doesn't need to spend much time with her studies, so she can do other work. Then you feel very jealous. Then you go argue with the leader. So learn to say to yourself, why? Why did teacher choose her? Oh, she's come first in the class. She can also be a leader. She doesn't need to spend much time in her studies. She can do other errands. Why should I be jealous? Listen to the teacher. So now here, I must not fight with my classmates, okay? With my classmates or with my class leader. Who chooses class leader? The teacher. Maybe she's come first. Whatever said and done, I must say to myself, I must not fight with my classmate, with my class, or I must not fight with my class leader. Who chooses leader? The teacher. So I must tell myself, I'm not going to fight with my class leader. Always asking her, why? Why should I do this? Because she gives you errands to do. Then I must not fight with my classmates for the first place. I must come first all the time. Why should you? You must learn to be happy even when you don't come. So I must not fight with my classmate when you say fight here, you are working towards getting first, second place, okay, with my classmate for the first place. Want to be placed first rank in the class. But sometimes when you don't do well, sometimes when you are not well, sometimes you forget some points, you may not stand the first place. And why do you get angry with your friends for that? Learning to give in. Sometimes, all the times, you cannot be first. Sometimes you are first, sometimes your friend is first, sometimes you become third. It depends on many things. 1, your mood. 2, how healthy you are. 3, how well you remember what you studied. So, in the school, the leaders, the class leaders, you need to be nice to them. all the time being pleasant is very, very important. Pleasant child. Everybody likes a pleasant friend, a good friend, not a friend who fights for the first place, not a friend who argues with the leader, not a child who all the time argumentative to the teacher. Why miss? Why teacher? Why should I? Why not she? Why not he? Why do you prick on me? Why? All the time asking why. But that why, if you begin to tell yourself, why am I so all the time fighting? Why am I so argumentative? Why am I so stubborn? Why am I getting a name fighter cock? Why am my friend telling me you're so argumentative? Why am my mommy telling, why are you stubborn all the time? You must ask all these questions yourself so that I must not fight. For you not to fight, you need to ask these questions to yourself. Learn to be calm. Learn to be reasonable. Learn to reason in your mind and act, behave. Think before you behave. Think, if I do this, I lose friend. If I do this, what will be the consequence? Then I must not fight because it is not a good behavior. Not only in the house, in the neighborhood, in the class, wherever you are, fighting is not a good behavior. It shows bad character. And it has bad results also sometimes. So I must not fight because it is not a good behavior. If you are a fighting person in the house, you'll be the same in the neighborhood. You'll be the same in the classroom anyway. So it is our home that forms our personality, our character, our behavior. Good behavior is always cultivated in the house, trimmed by mother, polished by mama. Mummy is the most important person. Learn to listen to her. When you have a good behavior in the house, automatically you'll behave well outside home. So you must say to yourself, I must not fight because it is not a good behavior. I must not fight because it may disrupt the teamwork. Yes, when you're fighting, you forget things, then the work, the teamwork, the work that goes on in the group, it does not reach anywhere. You do not complete. So I must not fight because it may disrupt. May. One is very argumentative and goes on and on and on. It may disrupt the teamwork. The group work, the teamwork, especially in the school. You're always working in a team. So, arguing, fighting on one point, it can not help you to go further. It cannot help you to proceed. So, let us remember, let us say to ourselves, I must not fight with my parents for the things that I do not have. I may not need it urgently. It may not be necessary. I must not fight with my brother, sister, younger sister, elder sister for the toys or books or shoes or something. Learn to give in. I must not fight with my friends for silly reason in the classroom, in the neighborhood. Silly reason. Learn to give in. Learn to listen to your friends. What are they trying to say? Learn to yourself, listen to yourself. What am I trying to tell them? Why am I so stubborn, not listening to the reasoning of my friends? I must not fight with my neighbors while playing games. You must learn to adjust. I must not fight with class leader, the leaders that are allotted by the class teacher. Learn to listen to them. The work that they give you, learn to do. I must not fight with my classmates for the first place. Oh, I must be first all the time. I won't give it. I won't give in. I don't want the second place. Learn to give in. I must not fight because it is not a good behavior. It does not earn you a good name from your friends in the class. I must not fight because it may disrupt the teamwork. The teacher puts you into group work. The work does not complete, does not go further because you're sitting on one point. Learn to listen to others. Learn to reason out with others. Learn to give in. Let us, so say to yourself, I must not fight. So we are thinking and talking about I must not fight. That's what we are talking about. So I must not fight because I will lose my friends. If you're going to argue in the classroom, fight and you call each other name and you forget what you say, then you can lose friends. And we always love to keep our friends. So I must not fight because I will lose my friends. I will lose my friends. What are friends for? To help you, to encourage you, to support you in your learning activities in the school, and also listening to you, the things that you have in your mind in all your discussion. But if you begin to argue and being stubborn with the point that you put in is the important, then you will have problem. Then I must not fight because I will learn me a bad name. What is bad name? They will say, you're argumentative. They will say, oh, she is a fighter cock. She's a talkative. She's stubborn. She won't give in. She has a way. Nobody will like a person like that. So I must not fight because I'll get a bad name. I will earn myself a bad name. I must not fight because I will certainly earn what? A bad name, a bad reputation, bad name. And nobody wants a bad name for himself or herself. So in order to earn no bad name, you will say to yourself, I must not fight. Not only in the house. In the house, what will you say? Oh, he is always arguing. Mama, definitely he will win. That's what. Even my house, they say that. If there are a number of children, one who argues, they will have the last word. So, you are earning yourself a bad name. Even in the street, in the neighborhood, in the class, when someone starts to make a point, what will you say in your mind? You may not say it louder. You may not verbalize it, but you will say, she started. She opened her mouth. You will not finish. She will win because she is like that. So, earning a bad name. But the other way, if you don't fight, they will say, what a nice person. Even if she argues, she knows the reason. She uses her brain, intelligent. So earning a bad name, you should be very, very careful. I must not fight because I will not learn from others. When in a group, you are putting forth some argumentative point. But when you listen to others and when you begin to reason, you will also learn. Every moment we are learning something from others, from our friends, because we all don't think alike. We all think differently. We must always say to yourself, I have something to learn from others. So, I must not fight because I will not learn from others. If I am not a listening person, if I am not a reasoning person, what did others say? Why did others say like that? Why did they have to have this view? Oh, maybe that is right. Maybe that is better than my argument. So, I must not fight because I will not learn from others. Because I will not learn from others. It can be not only others in the house. When mommy says something, no, it's not like this. You do like this, good for you. Why, mama? Why should I do like that? Why can't I do like this? But you forget, mommy's got experience. You don't reason for yourself. Oh, mommy said this, maybe this. So, learning to listen to elders. The teacher says, no, this may be the right way. No, yes, that's the right way. You must learn to cultivate the habit of reasoning. There is not always one way, there are many ways of doing a thing or saying a thing. Even when you write something, there are different ways of writing it. So, I must not fight because I will not learn from others. Always there are friends, teachers, mommy, neighbor, they are saying something different from what you say and think. So we are all the time learning. So I must not fight because fighting will make me tired. Yes. Just like the soldiers fight, they get tired, they die. Any type of fighting, especially verbal fighting, mentally your brain gets tired. You're wasting time when you're fighting. And then you are exhausted, you forget to do, you will have less energy to do your studies. So I must not fight because fighting what does fighting do? Will make me tired, will make me tired. You argue, you go on telling, or even if you are physically you are fighting, blowing, boxing, you will get tired. Not only your body, but your mind also get tired. The mind get disturbed. Then you will not be able to be calm, you will not be able to think. So I must not fight because fighting will make me tired. Why you want to get tired? Why you want to waste your time? Why you want to get into pick up a fight which has no value? Wasting time. So learn to be reasonable. Think before you do. I must not fight all the time because I cannot have my way all the time. You cannot. Nobody is going to give in to you all the time. Surely not. Not only in the house, in the neighborhood, or at the school, wherever you are, no one is going to give you, say yes to you all the time. Somewhere, somehow, people have to say no, and you have to take it. You have to learn to take it. You have to cultivate to say, okay, it's okay. So, I must not fight because I cannot have my way, because I cannot have my way, my word all the time. All the time, anyway. It can be school, home, anyway. It's not possible. Nobody will want to give in to you all the time. Mummy, at home, Mummy says, no, Tom will have this, Peter will have this. No, why, Mummy? Why always Tom is getting this? You go on arguing. Mummy will say, no, I decided this. Now, you cannot say, I want this all the time in the class. No, what I said is correct. No, miss, my way is correct. So, all the time, people are not going to give in to you. We have to learn this lesson in the house. Learning basic lessons of not fighting, giving in, not arguing, being disciplined, learning to control your anger, learning to control your emotion. All this first we learn in the house. If you have learned everything in the house, then you will be very good in the neighborhood, in the school. So, what are we learning? What are we telling ourselves? That you must listen to others, must give in. You cannot have your way all the time. What you say is not the right word. You also learn from others. I must not fight because I will lose my friends. Why should you not fight? I will not fight because I will lose my friends. Friends are important for you. I must not fight because I will learn a bad name from my friends in the neighborhood, in my house. I must not fight because I will not learn from others. You will stop learning when you are trying to put your point. You are making others, you press it upon. My point is the last word. I am correct. When you say like that, then you are not learning. That means you're not listening to others. That means your growth. You are definitely loser. I must not fight because fighting will make me tired. Whether you are physically fighting or verbally fighting, any type of argument will make you physically and mentally tired. Why do you want to get tired? Why? I must not fight because I cannot have my way all the time. No one is going to listen to you all the time. Sometimes, yes, not all the time. So, what are we learning from this lesson? We are telling ourselves, I must not fight in any situation, not only in the house, in the neighborhood, in the classroom, wherever you go, you are cultivating in you the habit of listening to others, habit of giving in and not wanting your way all the time, learning to listening, to reason, because you don't want to lose friends, you don't want to get a bad name. So fighting makes you tired, gets you a bad name, and finally you do not learn much. Tell yourself, I must not fight.